no way for you guys to know this, but I just did this entire East Texas Bass Fishing Stories episode without recording it. So that was great, huh, Ty?
Yeah.
Smooth move, huh, Dad? East Texas Bass Stories today, we're going to give you your top 5 baits for this weekend, and we're going to talk to you about what is the best mentality to have when you're bass fishing. Top 5 baits, we'll get right into it. I'm going to start off with the one I'm the most excited about. They just started biting this last week or so, and once they do, I will have this bait tied on until the end of May. It is a staple. I will absolutely throw it every morning, starting the morning off. That's a hollow body frog. That's a spro popping frog right there. It's just a natural green color. I don't get too particular on color. I like the yellow belly with the green top. I'll also go to a white or a black. But that's the only 3 colors I really use. But that's probably my favorite one right there, is that natural frog color. So start your morning off with that. See if you can't get you a bonus big fish right off the bat. Next, we still got, still have some sight fishing opportunities going on. This weekend it's going to rain, so you may not get to sight fish much this weekend, but sight fishing is still a deal. The Lake Fork Tackle Hyper Freak is my best bedfish bait. I use the crawl bait some too. When I do, I use the Smash Tech crawl. But in all honesty, this Hyper Freak with that big paddle tail, that seems to get more of a reaction out of the bedfish than any other bait I use throughout the year. Next is the Smash Stick. This is that 5-inch stick bait from Smash Tech. We've been catching fish on it literally every single time we throw it. We never don't catch something on it. This is a green pumpkin here, but the best color lately has been either watermelon or green pumpkin magic. So either a watermelon base or a green pumpkin base with green flake and purple flake. That seems to have been the best color here lately. Of course, the Smash Tech Convict. This will also be a staple. This will be on a rod on the deck of my boat until probably at least the end of April. 10-aught owner beast. Make sure that you got a big rod and some big line to handle those big fish when you get a bite on that. That is more the home run hitter. It's not something we throw day in, day out, but when we want to go for broke and try to get the biggest bite we can, that's what I go to. Next, the white chatterbait is still going strong. It has been this entire pre-spawn period, late winter, whatever you want to call it. Ever since January, we've been catching fish on a white chatterbait, even December, I think. So the difference this week is I've got a new one. I don't know if those fish are tired of seeing the same vibration or what it was, but if you guys watched the video with John B earlier this week, we both threw a white chatterbait quite a bit. He caught every single chatterbait fish that got caught. So he was throwing a brand new one to me, and this one is from the Tackle Factory, Weedless Lures. There's a phone number for the shop right there. It's located on Highway 17 at the Little Mustang Bridge, but this is made by Joe Spades. He is the man that invented the flutter spoon. So he's got a bit of a track record for making fish catching baits. He's really excited about this chatterbait. He thinks he has a winner, and when Joe gets excited about a bait, you need to pay attention. He obviously knows what he's talking about when it comes to catching fish and catching big fish. And this bait's got a couple little different features. It's got a weed guard, number one, so I think that probably helps surround some of that timber. But number two is it's got that double split ring deal there. Z-Man's the only one with the blade attached to the head itself. That's a patent deal. But Joe is the only one that has 2 split rings on there. So that's kind of a new thing. I don't know if that makes a difference in the shimmy or what, but it dang sure worked last week. So I'm going to have this one tied on for a while, giving it its full run for the money, seeing what kind of fish I can catch on the Weedless Lures chatterbait. That's a 3/8 ounce white. That's been our best size and color across all brands. There you go, guys. There's your top 5 baits. One more thing I want to tell you about. I just started fishing some brand new rods to me this week. They're called Limit rods. You see the logo there? This one here is a 7.4 heavy action. It's great for that frog. I'm really loving it for that frog. I just started fishing these for about a week now. First thing I'll say is I love the feel. They're super light. They're really well balanced. You can see right there, that's balanced right there on where your fingers rest, which is perfect. It's a super light rod, and this rod right here has more power than any rod I've ever put in my hand of the same size. My old 7.3 heavies couldn't hold a candle to this one when it comes to the absolute power when you set the hook. It is a hoss of a rod. I've got a full line of them. I really like all of them. You know what I'm telling you guys, they're selling them up there at Lake Fork Trophy Lures, and the retail on this series that I'm fishing right here is from $129 to $149. And I know the components that these are made out of. The components and the material that these rods are made from are of the highest quality. They are made with the same stuff that some really, really expensive $300-400 rods are made out of, and they're offering it to you in this one at $130 to $150. Man, you cannot beat that deal. If you guys are in the market for a new rod, make sure you go check out Limit Rods at Lake Fork Tackle. Tell them.
Once we caught a big fish off with the bed with that huge, a huge fish with that small hyper freak.
Yeah, that hyper freak. We caught a big one.
Yeah.
You talking about the last time we went when we were on camera?
Yes, sir.
That fish wasn't that big, was he?
Not that big, but
It was pretty big. You still talking about it though, ain't you? He's still talking about the last fish that I caught that day that he was supposed to catch, but I caught him. Is that a lot of fun?
Yes, sir.
Always got to have my big helper around. Anytime he wants to come hang out here, he does. So, well, let's break into today's topic: the right mentality when you're bass fishing. It kind of goes along with what we talked about 2 weeks ago in the culture of bass fishing. There's a little bit of that in there, but really, that's not what I want to talk about. We went well over that, probably too much. What I'm talking about is what should you be thinking, and how should your mindset be when you're going out to fish for a day? You hear people say fish the moment, fish in the moment, and all that. I think a lot of times we get way too tied up when we're out fishing about, oh, this guy caught it on that, or this guy told me this at the marina that he was catching them on such and such. And so we go out there and we try and run other people's patterns and run other people's water, not cutting them off or anything like that, just trying to, copy their pattern because it's working. It may be working. I'll say this. You can catch fish right now on Lake Fork. You can catch fish from 0 feet to 25 feet. Maybe deeper, maybe 30 feet. There is bass in all depths, in all phases, and you can catch them on top water, and you can catch them on a jig in deep water. Fish the way you are most confident. It's going to be a really short topic today because it's really simple. My opinion on it is very simple. When you go fishing, don't pay any attention to what you've heard. Try to put out of your mind everything that you know. Now, as far as seasonal patterns goes or what stage the fish are in, yes, pay attention to that. Are there fish on beds? That's important to know. Are they done bedding? That's important to know. Is it still pre-spawn? They haven't got any on beds yet? All that stuff, you do need to pay attention to that. As far as what, where, and how to catch them, ignore it. Break down the map the way you are the most confident in. If you're confident in fishing pre-spawn fish, go fish those pre-spawn fish. If you're confident in fishing for them on beds and sight fishing, go do that. Whatever it is that you're most confident in, stick to that. And the other thing is just be very, very, very observant. The number one thing I can tell anybody that wants to ask me, how can I become a better fisherman, is pay more attention. Pay attention to the life around you. Pay attention to nature. Pay attention to the bait that you see flickering around across the creek. Pay attention to every little thing. When you get a bite, know exactly how you were moving that bait when you got that bite. Know exactly what speed you were reeling in that chatterbait. How hard was it vibrating? Pay more attention. And I promise you, you'll be able to replicate more bites because these fish, they get educated and they get, they see the same thing over and over again, such and such. But once you find what makes them bite, there's a whole bunch more of them that are willing because they're not smart animals. They don't have a high capacity for thinking. So once you find what it is that's triggering them, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to trigger a whole bunch more if you can replicate that exactly the way you did before. So pay more attention. And then back to just fishing your confidence for a minute. Don't worry about Billy Lawson's catching it on a chatterbait. If you like a swim jig better and you feel better about a swim jig, you go out there and the day's conditions tell you that it's good for a swim jig, throw a swim jig. Fish what you're confident in. Fish what you feel best about fishing at the time, regardless of what you've heard from anybody else on the lake. Right?
Right.
Right.
We don't care what other people say, right?
We don't care what. No, we don't. Obviously. Y'all know what I mean. No, we don't care what other people say. That's right. My man. That's a good kid right there. I tell you what, I'm blessed to have a boy like that. But that's it, man. Fish what you guys are confident in. Hope some of these baits can help you guys get a start. Don't necessarily stick to exactly what I tell you every week, but it kind of give you a generality of what's going on the lake and what stage they're in. So, hope you guys go out there, catch your new personal best this weekend. If you do, let me know. Send me a message. Send me a picture. Post a picture down here in the comments of this video. If y'all go out and catch some big fish on some of the advice I've given y'all, pictures in the comments, guys. I want to see them. Show me what you did. So, what do you think? You got anything else to add?
A funny thing.
Funny thing? What you got?
Happy New Fish instead of Happy New Lake.
Why did you say Happy New Lake on the last video?
I don't know.
What were you trying to go for there? Like Happy New Year?
Yeah.
But Happy New Lake instead? And now it's Happy New Fish?
Yeah. Get it? Happy New Fish, like it's a new fish.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I'm just not real sure how funny it is. I think we need to work on your comedy routine. What do you think? You don't know? What are you going to do with something like that? We appreciate you guys watching as always. We'll see you next time right here on Your Lake Fork Guide.